Singaporeans' favorite thing to do is complain.
I think this, no, actually that was mean that you look dumb, but
You know you say this a lot.
it may sound like rubbish, but actually you are onto something.
You're only moving your mouth, not everywhere else.
You cannot say the same.
Yeah,
That's why that's the same. Okay,
Salary 2 times, but the house 7 times.
okay.
On today's episode of Get It Out, we are talking about the cost of living in Singapore.
Wow, money.
Yes, and we invited Bolin. I think you will see a lot of Bolin in our shows. Because
I love Bolin now.
we all have quite a good time with him.
Yeah, he's enough of short people already.
Yeah.
You want someone a bit taller.
Correct.
你那我 short people， then 你还在这边。
In fact,
不要一般了。
in fact, in front of the camera, there's only 2 person that is taller than 170 cm. Just saying.
Oh, sorry to me, all very short.
Singapore is often called one of the most expensive countries in the world. Today we want to find out, right? Is it true? I don't know.
Okay, let's say your opinions first.
Honestly, right, I just want to put it out there that I think, right, we are all very fortunate to be born here in Singapore.
Wow.
Because it is a place where it feels expensive, oh. Mr. Wong, you 刚刚给我钱。This is a country where, you know, the government is like premium quality. Then your living environment is also premium quality. Where your food and your wages all still okay one. It's not like super expensive. This is the perfect place to retire.
Damn.
Really?
Which brings me to the point, right, that I believe the cost of living in Singapore, to survive Singapore, like I say many times, cheap. But you want to enjoy Singapore, okay, it gets a little bit X. But enjoy is like, oh, you want to buy 大汽车, 大房子. And I do agree, because there was once upon a time, the time when we go to Sydney to do travel, okay, I wanted to really seriously think to migrate there. But after deep research, wow, the tax obligation, the cost of living, everything, I found out, right, Singapore is really one of the best places to retire.
Yes.
You travel to other countries to explore and enjoy the weather or what, yes, I understand. But for living, I think in Singapore is great. But that's for me. I'm not speaking on both of you. So you all go ahead and give your opinion.
I never say anything.
我不懂，你看啊，你跟我讲。
This morning, Diane asked me, can you give me one liner on how do you think about the Singapore cost of living? I say, my one liner is, if you want, you can cheap one.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Then Diane also bring out the point. She like, yeah, you should think that it's okay to survive, but expensive to enjoy, right? Actually, I don't think so. Okay, you think about it in this way, right? Singapore is a country. Actually, the cheap things is very enjoyable. For example, 菜饭. Some people eat 菜饭 not to survive.
I understand, but I see food as survival.
Yeah, but
Luxury
yes.
food though.
But like 鸡饭, laksa, 菜饭.
It's enjoyable.
It's enjoyable. I put myself in other country context, right? When they want to survive, they really no choice. Eat 杯面. Eat this, eat that, really to survive.
Right.
But in Singapore, do I say eat 菜饭 to survive? No way. I actually enjoy it. I got the luxury to choose my food.
Yeah.
At the price point of $4. That's damn cheap. So I feel like it's how you want to live your life. Whatever country you go, right? If you want to enjoy, it's quite expensive. It doesn't matter in Singapore or not.
That's why I pay Ben $6.50 salary per month, right?
Correct.
It's more than enough, right?
More than enough. I'm enjoying.
Diana, you find it expensive?
I think maybe it's my mindset as the youngest on the panel.
Okay.
All these uncles.
我的开头没有删。
Okay.
哎，我认识你不是很久哎。
He already got burn you personally.
Uncle.
So you think it's expensive?
I think it's expensive.
You know why? Because you go clubbing, you go drink, you go Bali holiday, you go Pilates, Muay Thai, all that thing. 贵不贵？我在家里玩 game 而已，在 Steam 玩2个钟头的 refund.
Fucking cheapskate.
I get my fun.
Actually，你不用讲那个 refund 的。
No, but I think the younger generation will, because I feel like we haven't navigated through life finish yet. Maybe it's a younger mindset. Yeah, but I'm slowly adulting. So
I do have thoughts about the younger generation, but it's not negative like you think, okay? But before that, I guess we can go on to the first question. But before we get into today's story, I need to ask you guys something. What is the biggest struggle in your adulting journey so far?
Biggest
Yeah.
Other than you
Giving you $6 a month.
talking about $6 a month.
Yeah.
I think finance.
Okay.
I think at this age, I'm at a point where right, I need to look into my money a lot more.
Right.
I'm also looking at my money a lot more.
Right. This one your specimen.
I think I say 那个脸。I'm now at my like slightly above 那个 quarter life crisis. So I'm looking into like houses, cars, marriage, a lot of money involved.
Right,
so
right.
I think it's the same for a lot of people out
Yeah,
there. Finance,
relatable,
right?
yeah.
Finance will be always your biggest struggle, no matter what age group you are at actually. So it makes it a lot harder, right? Than like my money disappear every month.
You just keep disappearing.
I just keep like see, then
But
like
you don't know
fuck,
where.
but I need more But 不见掉哦。
Then
So mine is about enjoying life but still spending money and managing the cost of living in Singapore.
Right.
Like I want to travel, I want to enjoy.
To Bali lah, to Bali.
Yeah, okay. I want to go travel, I want to enjoy my life, but then I'm also like stressing because everything is getting so expensive.
you know why you both got this problem? Because you all never track your expenses.
Hey,
Oh,
And Revolut got this feature. So Revolut has this expense tracking and analytics feature for a simple way to better understand your spending habits without manually tracking the expense. I think the one important because if you know what you're spending, right, you know what to save or where you're overspending at.
correct.
Yeah.
And it auto do that.
Then why am I counting my money?
oh yeah. It does it this way. Basically, it categorize your spending. Then you know like, oh, this one I grocery.
Yeah,
this
that
one
one
I
food.
taxi.
Yeah.
This one
Correct.
I spend on Bali.
Yes.
Travel.
Travel.
It's categorized like your
Oh.
groceries,
Yeah.
your travels, your transportation. You will all categorize.
Then for Diane's problem, right? She spends a lot, but she spends for no reason. No, she spent for no reason because you could actually spend and get rewards and cashback. Correct or not? Maximizing your spending. So Revolut has cashback rewards through Revolut shops and useful overseas spending benefits also.
So I can enjoy life while spending money.
Correct. You spend money also can get
Maximize.
something back, right?
Like I go Bali.
Technically, when you spend money,
You're enjoying life, right? That's
You're
why.
enjoying life, but you can
Maximize.
you can maximize by getting something back.
Correct.
Revolut also got a very favorable at the current moment exchange rate.
hey,
This one right, bank can back me up.
hey,
You may-
throw the ball to me.
Yeah, throw the ball to you.
But because you know, I get Pokemon cards from different various sources, some overseas, right? And I recently, by recently I mean yesterday, I was looking through the conversion rate, and this major
Credit card
company, right? They are charging 116 yen equals to 1 Sing dollar. Revolut,
Revolut,
124.
Wow! Significant, the dollar will stretch as you spend higher and higher.
And for
amount,
context, I bought a $2,500 cards.
Damn!
In the end, I spent 2.2.
Wow! 省那个300块。
好像是差不多 but
crazy.
有 at least 100-200块 saving.
Talking about money, you haven't transferred me my chicken rice money.
Ben 每次这样的，我跟你讲，欠不还的这种
Hey, where got transfer you owe you money?
No, I tell you, this is another problem that adults will have. When go out, right, don't know how to split bill or this one pay first, that one pay later, right? Then they don't return one. It's like that. Ben is always like that.
Yeah, but if it's me, I won't ask you back for the money. 我 just 请你而已。
Okay,
这样啊。
but this problem can be easily solved with the Revolut split bill function.
Hey!
They got this feature, right, where you can directly split the bill inside.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
don't need to keep reminding people. I feel like a lone shark.
So when you go out and eat, right, this feature actually helps you to calculate exactly how much everyone owes and let you send the payment request directly. Yup.
Next time I cannot use excuse really. I forget. Let's say we got.
Wow, this
I thought like that.
I really thought.
Okay, next time I pay. So whether you're trying to figure out where your money is disappearing to, or you want to stretch your money a little bit,
Or you're trying to get Ben to pay you back your money.
you can sign up through Revolut and can do that using the link in the description box below.
And eligible users can receive up to $50 upon signing up.
So you can pay me already?
I cannot.
Why
Because I signed up long ago. Not like those people that watching one. You haven't signed up, right?
Hey!
Now.
For the first story, is by Crisis, 25 years old.
哎，这是 quarter life crisis。
这个是 Diane，
What the?
我觉得这个是 Diane。
我
你是不是自己写你自己submit？
24
Okay. This person say, I'm 25 this year and I'm really struggling with what I should be doing. Please help. Some tell me to save and invest, blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, someone tell me to enjoy life, travel the world. What am I supposed to do, honestly, and who should I listen to? Of course, I want to enjoy my life. Who doesn't want to do that? But then again, I also need to think about my future. I need to save up for a house, start a family, have babies. At what age should I start saving seriously? And at what age should I stop worrying so much and just enjoy life?
Correct. I also want to ask these questions.
You relate lah.
你
I mean, we relate lah, but I've been hearing a lot of people, oh, this one tell me, invest, you must invest. Put your money in the investment, do this, do that, do that. But then, because of social media, I've been looking about it. Oh, you can only travel when you're young. Next time when you have a baby, you cannot travel already.
Right.
Basically, do we save money first or do we enjoy our life first?
Can I give a very objective take as the middle-aged person between them?
Hey!
他 subtly 放他的，我没有这样的哦，
没有这样了啊。
讲
Okay.
Don't have to go to the extreme one，不一定是要哦，我 invest 我不要出国，我待在家啊，也不要是哇，我每天去巴黎，然后每天喝酒，也不用，你懂意思吗？You can do a little bit of both one, but then I do believe that it's true that you are young. You really need to go and explore and enjoy yourself. Really, just go and play. When you are in your 20s, I think really need to because it is what will shape your 30s and 40s.
But at the same time invest 啦。
At the same time 哦 maybe 你要花太多的时候，你看你的滚行哦，then maybe 你的 OK set 一下啊。有些人是花
Wake up to reality.
然后就是零了啊，不用紧啦，再刷卡，那个就 wrong 了，不可以不用这么 extreme 的。
I do agree with him. I think traveling is very good because the experience you get and the memories you get and the stories you get, right, invaluable. That is very difficult to get that type of experience. So travel more is good. But at the same time, investment is also important. It depends what is your life priority. I feel like a proper financial allocation, which means you get a salary, right? 60% for your this, 30% to invest, 10% for your year-end travel or what, right? I think that's good. And the payoff is a lot better for me, right? If the whole year I never travel, I normally travel at the end of year. And then I save all money, I work hard, right? When I go travel, I'm really peace of mind. I think of nothing. I deserve it. I earn it.
Usually the whole year you also think of nothing one.
You jibai, you if I really do that, we talk already, bro. To me, I think it's equally important. The only thing I regret about my life, right? Actually, I regret a lot of things about. But one of the biggest thing that I regret, right, is not starting to invest when I was actually making quite a bit of money. I didn't start to invest. I only started seriously looking at investing at 32 years old, and I regret so much because I would have been in such good position, right? If I start as early as 25, I really feel that start early because you all go read out about the power of compound interest. You will have made so much.
But then again, for now till next year, just go Bali first. Yeah, you have one more year. Go 2 times, make it 3 times.
Actually, 2次 in what 1 month?
I go end of May and then start of June.
You see?
Actually, 你应该 just stay 在那边。
He say the regret is like not investing early. Do you have any regrets?
He got investment Pokemon.
In your younger years.
Younger years, I still quite young ma.
Younger.
Younger, like when I was 18
Sure.
or when I was 13, I had my first love. I never wanted to invest because I felt like, yes, it makes money when I was younger lah, but I never knew the market. I didn't want to have
It's
research
very hard to
on
study.
it. But I think like what was good for me is I found something to invest in, and I agree with Ryan to a certain extent that 你一定要 invest 的，不然你放你的 money 在那个银行
我讲真，我没有 invest.
OK， 你不用讲先，我已经懂了。
We all can tell.
What the fuck?
One thing that struck me was so much money in the bank for what? Yes, emergency fund. Yes, I have that. But if anything more than that, then it's not doing anything.
True.
它就是没有
Exactly.
在
That's why
赚钱
investment
咯
important.
Then you know bank the
Interest rate is shit.
I wouldn't say that lah, right? If you are 我有钱在 bank 里面的，然后再讲我看我的钱掉了是不是？So what I did was I invest in Pokemon.
I think the impression of investment what you all get, right, is a little bit wrong. But it's how I thought before I actually go research. So what you're thinking is buy stocks, hope for it to go up and make money. Okay, some form of speculation. There are some investment you can do, right? You just put your money in, every month it gives you some sort of dividends. That is one type. Another one is you can buy those very safe stock, what we call it like blue chips, right? Safe one. The last 60 years, every year it go up. So what will change? Maybe war or COVID, then it may crash here and there. But the trend shows over the last 60 years, it always go up. So your money doesn't lose its value. Because if you keep your money in your bank, every year due to inflation, you lose about 4%. So your $100 will become $96 next year, then become $92. So until you can't even buy a chicken rice eventually. You get what I mean? When we invest, we are preventing the loss of the value of the money. So that's how you see it. You preserve.
I feel like I cannot bring myself to go and research on what to do,
You don't have
which
to.
one to do,
What?
which one to buy.
This is not fair.
Okay, you will tell
This
me
is not
before.
fair. I had always offer to tell everybody in the company, anybody that needs some help or know where to start can come out to me. In the history of Overkill, only 2 person ever come out to me when I offer that, right? And two ex-employee and employee come out to me and ask me how to invest, how to start. I show them very transparently what I did. You can just copy. 不要，没有人听 ，OK 咯？能去买 Pokemon 啦？哎，what fuck？
你要不要请人？我 copy。
I always offer, and I show that year on year I'm making quite a bit on it. I just go and be transparent. Every year I can make 50-60K out of nowhere.
different 他放比较多嘛，我们没有
No,
那个
but I didn't start 很
No,
多。
but 他 start with 130.
When do we start?
I'll talk to you after. Yeah, but I'm very happy to help because I feel like these are free money for people to grab. Yeah.
Yes.
You put it this way, if you invest and then you got dividends, you use it to fund your holidays. Isn't that great? You don't use your actual money, right? So that's the whole logic of it.
So that's ne.
Do you have any regrets that you should have done earlier?
Actually, not really.
Wow.
The way I do it, maybe it's a life stage thing. I feel not really regret because 以前我比较是 I'm like you.
去巴
But
黎
it's
了。
like me.
去巴黎
No, I travel a lot, I drink a lot, you know, cause always emo, that kind of thing. And then by the time I wake up, my idea already, 哇30了。
Oh.
等你剩3块半，你要 bank。
Yeah, then invest now 拿 4% 对不对
4毛
Yeah, and right now I own a house My main goal for me the investment is more on to reduce my mortgage.
Right.
Because I'm fighting the bank's the interest rate. Some people they take the loan, the interest rate say 4%, and then they will invest, and then they will get the 4% back to cover,
yes.
right? For me, I do a bit of half. I also do repayment so that my interest rate, the capital total, the interest is lesser, something like that. So this you don't have to do crazy amounts, but this is like a basic that you can do to fight the currency or the inflation.
You know, I thought about this before. I think I got to share with you. It's damn stupid. It's like because to earn a lot back on investment, you need a lot of base, right? No, listen.
Okay.
So, but if you want to get, let's say, even that 1%, right? Then you got a lot of base. You put a lot of money. Then I was thinking, okay, how do I get a lot of money, right? So I was thinking, you go and borrow loan shark money, right? After that, you put it in investment, right? Then the money you get back, right? You return the loan shark first.
不要 follow.
Wait, entertainment purpose.
No, wait. She's onto something. And wait, listen. But not loan shark. Not what I think. Okay. Let's say I'm the boss of a very successful company. Let's say
Like Revolut.
Yes.
Okay, let's say I'm the boss of Revolut. Okay, I'm a known billionaire. Let's say I'm a known billionaire. You see, the difference between us and the known billionaire, right, is when we go to the bank to borrow money, right, it's going to take very long for them to approve and they will give us interest rate that we have to pay. But if you are billionaire, you are borrowing like 10 million, 100 million, right, they give you very low interest rate. Let's say I'm Revolut boss, I go borrow $100 million. They charge me 1% interest as opposed to a normal person. First of all, I won't get 100 million. Second of all, I might get 4% interest rate. So if I have 100 million in my quota at 1% interest rate, I go invest the 100 million and then I can make 5-6%, right? I profit there.
See?
So the rich people actually, right, they
richer.
got infinite money cheat code. I have seen this happen right before my eyes because I have a lot of clients that are bloody rich, right? But it's very different when I go to the bank and I ask for money, right? They say, hey, sorry, you've been sued before, cannot. I was fuck.
Yeah, I haven't, so I can just start lah.
But you must have the income to back up that you can pay back this amount,
Okay.
Yeah.
How many
I
not
tell
gonna
them
get
my
100
plan
million?
I tell them my plan. I go and put into this, then I return you the money.
They will ask you to get the fuck
Tomorrow.
out. You are onto something. You're thinking not wrong, but not loan shark. Because the interest rate, you can't pay off the interest rate. So don't take her advice on the loan shark. But it's possible to think of that way. Yes.
Basically, to find a way to have a capital where the
Correct.
interest rate
Is
is lower
than what you want.
than your
Correct.
investment.
Yeah, that is the cheat code. If you can find such a good deal, right, then yeah, you probably can.
But then on this, we are still on the topic of money. But I still believe when you are young, right, invest in yourself is also a
Correct.
good
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but maybe
That's what I'm
maybe
doing
not
now.
fly to Bali 2 times a month
那个 is too much investment.
It's too much.
它的 interest rate 很高的。
那个不划，那个 ROI
But I do want to say something about Diane because I think Diane, right, 她的 EQ good
比较少。
No. You need to know, right? Some people is awkward, don't dare to talk to people, shy, introverted. But because I think Diane 见过世面, go out a lot of social
见
gatherings.
过世面，
Yeah, like have seen the world.
八
Go
方来财。
她见过世面, right? Then she got a lot of life experience. So she's at ease at social gathering and all that. And all this, right, it shows that she got life experience, which is good. But some people like whole life just stay at home, look at Pokemon cards, right? Then they start to be awkward. Not saying bad. There are some people like that, very 自闭, very
Introvert lor.
otaku lah. But it's just that you can see in social situation they are a little bit more awkward. So that thing cannot buy one. So I think it's also a worthy investment lah.
On the contrary,
On the contrary.
actually, Pokemon community is very extrovert.
Are you okay? You must speak about Pokemon.
Of course,
community.
I have to defend y'all.
Wow, Pokemon better pay us every freaking episode we talk about Pokemon.
Because it's like, actually when I started this hobby, right, it made me go out more often and meet
that's true.
a lot more people.
Yeah,
And then-
like-minded people lah.
yeah, so in that sense, it's my market for investment, right?
Yeah.
it's like what I mentioned. You don't have to be stocks and whatnot.
Yeah.
It could be houses, or if you're interested in cars, I heard you can invest also. You know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just find something that interests you, I guess. And also for me, I think at the age of 25, you're thinking in this direction. It's a very good thinking already. I also didn't get to this stage until I was like, I don't know, 2 years ago.
Like 3 days ago. 3 days ago. I should probably say
like just before this shoot, actually.
I should probably think about it.
I only started thinking about it when I want to get a house. Then I realized, 鸡掰，我好像不够钱因为我一直来我的pay进来，我是那种pay进来直接出去。
Pay to pay.
Pay to pay 的。So a way for me was to set budget. Set budget of how much you're gonna have by the end of the year.
Oh.
Yeah. So for example.
Budget, a goal.
Yeah, set a goal and also budget. Once you have a goal, you need to have a budget, So like for example, by this year, I need to save up at least 50k.
With a $6 salary.
With his Pokemon.
Yeah, and
Not buy Overkill.
Right.
Yeah, and sell my socks and
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Idea.
Okay. She can 啦，她卖得到啦。
我不可以，如果我卖，我可能要给他们钱。Yeah, so I set a goal, and then because of that goal, I set a budget for myself. So this budget is like every month how much I can spend, so that I can hit this target. And then if let's say I want to get a house in 3 years, I need to have this certain amount of money, Let's say 200k, you divide by 3, so 1 year I need 70k. How do I get this 70k? It may be through investing. It may be through a different stream income.
Like World Cup.
Like a 4 year one time already. Yeah, so that's how I got started into having another stream of income, be it investing, be it doing Pokemon, doing other odd jobs, that kind of thing, right?
World Cup is considered odd job.
蛮 odd 的 actually.
那个不是 gambling 吗？
不是，它是 different type of odd. 1.9 odds, 2.5 odds.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So that's how it got me thinking. I feel like you need to set a track for yourself because you don't have a goal. You're just like, I need to save.
Then you blindly do it.
You never say how much, right?
That's true.
It's
I
true.
only do
Do I say fake things or?
No. I only do the 50, 30, 20, but I don't know what I'm saying.
Right. But you don't. Let me see your salary come. You put 50% on your
Something,
expenses,
30,
30% on investment. 10%.
I feel like actually I used to do that, but 没有这个 50, 30 啦，我看我要放多少嘛。But when I do that because I don't have a goal, right? I sometimes be like, this must be a bit more.
Oh yeah.
Then you're a bit more, right? Actually, it's a bit a lot.
No, because a lot of people save after they spend, but you should spend after you save. You save first, then what's left, then you spend.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do the terbalik. They spend already, then what's left? 我剩3块半。
Then save. I think a lot of people always have the regret. Like your one is regret, not what was your regret? You're drinking too much, huh? Partying.
Spending so much on drinks.
有点 personal.
不要，有点 too personal 就是 not 没有很理财
never
not super
manage your finance properly.
Manage my finance properly.
So I feel like everybody has their regrets in finance.
Of course,
Yes,
definitely.
confirm.
And
study lah.
the thing is, a lot of people don't want to listen to people that have
他在讲你 actually.
我懂，
I see.
我听到了。
No, but okay, to end this off, I feel right, ultimately, because we are so fortunate that we're in Singapore, I really feel that if you're in your early 20s, right, or in your 20s, right, 不要想太多先，
对
你 just 顺其自然。
Early 20s 啊，OK， 我可以不要想。
Early to mid 啦 around there. 如果 if you are 29 you are basically 30 啦。 Yeah. So
你跟他讲话。
我觉得新加坡 if you are willing to work, 你饿不死。
Yes.
你也肯定会有地方住。
Yes, correct.
So don't need to overthink too much, but then also don't every day go drink and then go Bali 啦。So wrong 啦。我没有讲你哦。
可是这里只有一个人一次去巴黎。
没有
里面 everyday 嘛。
Okay, next story is by Sora, 32 years old. Okay, he said, I am Singaporean, but now I'm based in Taiwan, where cost of living is supposed to be lower. But I'm here for 2 years and I don't see my monthly expenditure going down. If you don't calculate stuff like cars, I feel like it's about the same in the most countries that are more developed. Also, it's mostly the standard you want to live your life. If you want to atas everything, then it will be expensive lah. Nothing wrong with that at all, but most Singaporeans just complain about everything and refuse to work towards goals. Then complain.
Singaporeans' favorite thing to do is complain.
Yeah, I think this is what Ben say, right? Set a goal. You need to have a goal. You can't blindly save, okay? But in this topic, right, I also want to say, right, it's correct. I first get this example, right, from my encik at NS.
Oh.
Encik? Yeah, my encik.
那个姑姑的。
不是姑姑吧 another encik.
I only remember the encik. Okay.
But another encik, right? Because he's like 40s, 50s, and he got 5 kids. I was like, how you survive? Because 讲真的, his salary was quite low. He tell me his sergeant salary at that time is 2300. How do you survive with like that? And then
what year though?
20 years ago. So 2300照顾5个孩子1个老婆嘞。I was like, how do you do it?
老婆厉害。
And he never complained about his money. However, my sir, lieutenant, right, he's making $8,000 a month, no kids. But he always say he no money. Okay, now I ask my AJ, like casual conversation, how do you handle? Then he say, some people go home, eat one kuning fish, happy already. Some people every time go out must eat restaurant, buy new car and all that. It's about expectation. So my sir is true. He got a car collection. But my AJ, he ride his motorbike.
He got a kuning collection.
Bro, I tell you, his motorbike right is the funniest. His motorbike is so fucking run down, right? You can take a spanner, put in the keyhole and start the. So he always like ask us right to go start his motor, bring it to him, right? Then I said, give me the key. He said, you take anything you can do. You take a metal ruler also can start. I was like, what the hell? So he had very manageable expectation of his life. And it shows lah. Actually, it's really expectation of a life. If you every day want to go Bali and drink.
Okay, stop attacking me, guys. Come on.
You get what I mean or not? So life expectation ma. What she say also makes sense lah. I admit in Singapore car and houses are really expensive. But you minus these two away, right? Everything actually quite manageable.
Okay, talking about Bali. Actually, when I was in Bali, right, I was talking to the driver that was sending us up to the mountain at 3 a.m. He's like 31 years old, 3 kids. First kid when she was 21. And then he's not earning much from this ride, right? Then he was showing us around. He was like, this is the market at 3 a.m. The market was full of people ready to like open their stores.
Right.
Then we're like, oh my god, 3 a.m. I haven't even slept.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still already working, right?
Yeah.
Then I realized she started saying that Bali don't pay a lot. But then Bali things not very expensive. To me, then he started saying he don't get paid a lot, but the things also quite expensive for them. Then I was like, wow, it's really like
Correct.
because Singapore pay is better than Indonesia.
That's why when we go to Indonesia, everything is cheap.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
but theirs is different.
I mean, for example, if you go to like Australia, right, you buy their food there, right?
$30 per head, bro.
Yeah, but then
No,
they
but
are.
then you need to think also their minimum wage is high.
Yeah, exactly. So it matches on.
I just want to quickly give a comment on this because I think right, this story she mentioned about being in Taiwan, right? I feel it really depends on which part. Because I was in Taiwan for 2 years before.
Oh,
Yeah, I studied in Taiwan, Kaohsiung, at the south side.
Oh, you got the Kaohsiung look.
因为它很高嘛。
对
I was like, huh, Kaohsiung look? I don't even know the Kaohsiung.
Look, that you
because
speak
the child-
Chinese, you go.
Oh, is that it?
I will think of all the.
You look like a bear also.
I will think about all the 偶像剧 with the basketball players, all that. But you don't play basketball, you in the
我没有，我
IT
不是
club.
183 club，我是196 club。
183是 short, bro.
Oh, short. So I just want to say, depending on which part of Taiwan or which part of any other country that you're staying, right, the cost of living definitely will get lower than Singapore for sure. You cannot say that it's the same. If you're staying in Taipei, it's the capital of Taiwan. For sure, it will be, almost the same, right? So I feel, again, not wrong. It's really up to our lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you want, to have cars, you have to have the luxury to not have to wait in public transport, to eat good food. Then obviously you need to work harder, ma, 对不对?
The life that you want, no?
So about like overseas, right? If you all had the opportunity to move overseas to migrate, you all won't do it.
I have done very deep research, like very serious research. I have explored all the countries that I like. Okay, there are some countries that I like, Korea, Australia, and Taiwan. These three. I realized, right, there's a lot of flaws. It's not just about money. It's not always about money. Yeah, so there are some like political stability, crimes, safety, natural disaster. All these are also part of consideration. And Singapore is really one of the best. I really thought about it. Yeah.
I feel like But I still feel very blessed to be born in Singapore because I feel like I have everything covered for me. Everything. To be very honest, I'm not working very hard.
砍掉。
等一下 ，say in front of my boss 有点怪。Like I mean like 我没有做牛做马
Right.
to have to be
Hustle,
able
hustle.
to live a better life. You get what I mean? I get to have my night time to myself. I get to wake up slightly later.
Yeah, sure, of course.
No, because I work start at 11.
Yeah, but do you come at 11? You wake up at 11, bro.
不要 over explain， 不要 over explain。
我有一点，但是我 start
You
to slow
ask me for it, you know.
because 我讲话有时候只是这样了，然后我来放太快了。
Too late already, too late.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. And I feel like being in Singapore, let's say we're talking about housing, right? I realized that, some of my friends, they don't earn a lot. They're able to afford a house, a decent one at it. So we are very covered by subsidies, all this kind of thing. Our government gives back to our citizens, right? If you want to compare the other country, let's say when he was talking about Taiwan, Taipei, Kaohsiung, you need to go to different different cities to be able to lower your cost of living. In Singapore, it's so small that I'm at Woodlands. Cost of living at Woodlands is better than at Orchard, right?
That's true.
But that's 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
If you go to Korea, you cannot be in Seoul, ma. Seoul is so much more expensive. Then you have to like travel 1 hour to get a better paying job, right? But in Singapore, you have the city life, you have everything. Then you want to go to better cost of living, I go Woodlands. Then 我吃4块钱才
That's true.
That is so good So I think like the cost of living in Singapore is actually depending on what you want. We are so comfortable with living in Singapore that we somehow forget that we are very fortunate having all these simple yet cheap stuff.
I need to do a disclaimer. This is not a government sponsor. This one genuinely, I feel so.
Sound
I feel
like
so.
it lah.
Okay, to also add on to the non-government sponsored part, okay. If you think Woodlands 4块很贵，再上一点你就可以3块了。I think Singaporeans we are freaking blessed.
We are.
Like our locality is so good. Like 你真的没有钱啊，你再去那个 Malaysia 就好。
And Singapore, honestly, right, I feel like no lack of job. 只要你肯做，
你肯做就可以了。
Yeah. Honestly speaking, like you desperate, right? This washer $4,000 pay. Really? This washer now
你要 sign up 吗
4,000. Okay.
蛮穷的。
凶，12个钟 every day and up to Saturday, 6 days, but 4,000 a month.
我们 half， 你洗135，我洗26。
Don't see your Saturday is the whole Saturday. Yeah, but I think people can show a little bit more gratefulness and treasure like what they have, because I think I have traveled to many cities around the world, okay, and I'm very blessed because my job brings me to a lot of different cities and I get to see other people's cost of living, their daily life, right, really rabat. Yeah.
You see when you go overseas, there are people like homeless and all.
Yeah,
Singapore won't have.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Have lah.
But it's being taken care of.
Yeah,
That's
at
why I
least they
don't
are
see.
taken care of. Yeah.
So I think very, very lucky.
Yeah.
And I feel like, actually, bring back to the point of complaining. Singapore complaining, I don't think it's a bad thing. That's why we prosper. Then 政府会做一点东西嘛。
It's true.
哎，不是，本来是 pro government， 现在是
我怕他们以为是 sponsor。
哦，
讲一点坏东西。
No.
为Singapore要 complain？
对。I agree with you. And you know what's the best part? Like my overseas friends come, right? I will always complain. Well, you know how expensive our car, how expensive our house is. When they hear, right, they really laugh at me. What they're worrying, my American friends worrying whether their neighbor will take a shotgun and kill them.
Oh, that's true.
My Malaysian friends are worried about the corruption of their country. It's very different thing. We are worried about, wow, the car so expensive.
哇老加饭1块现在，哇老。
Like the things that we complain, you say they are worried about if 2 a.m. their girlfriend go home themselves, whether they will make it home or not. However, what we complain about is really.
Yeah, we scared 2 a.m. the cab don't take us.
Yeah.
No, Singapore guys 是2 a.m. whether my girlfriend go with other guy home.
Yeah, very different.
Very different.
It's a matter of survivability from them, and you can tell it from how they act to certain situation at Singapore. So it's really very different.
But Singapore don't stop complaining. Make things who stress
Yeah.
a bit.
But
later they relax.
No.
Then they stop.
True, but be aware what you're complaining.
Yeah. But don't
understand that what you're complaining is very, very first world problem. To answer your question, this person's question, Sora's question, right? Your cost of living is determined by you. You decide yourself, okay?
Can don't buy
Yeah.
cars.
So also the follow-up question is, if got opportunity to move overseas tomorrow, I will visit. I will maybe go extended period of time, but I will always call Singapore my home. I always come back here.
Wow,
then I will-
this is home. Truly.
Is this video going to come out at NDP?
Where I know I must be.
Can I
Okay.
just say one last
可以，
thing?
当然。
Because right, having stayed overseas alone for 2 years, right, nothing beats home.
Wait.
Ah!
Wherever I am feeling low,
Let's go.
I look around me and
I
it's
know
Yeah.
that the face that will stay with this
Hey,
多2个月，多2个月。
Before we continue the next story, I would just like to say, right, 50% of you are not subscribed to Overkill. Fucked up. Okay, don't know why like that. A lot of you just watch, maybe sometimes you all comment, sometimes you all like, but you all never subscribe.
Yeah.
So if you are even slightly entertained, please subscribe now. Next story, this is by To Life. T.O. Life, I don't know.
To Life.
Yeah.
To Life.
30 years old, okay? When your pay stays the same, but everything else is rising and you have a child, you can only use extra expenses to buy necessities and things your child likes for him. Yet, when you see things you like, you hesitate and think about it for very long, even if it costs less than $10. Along with the fact that you have not actually bought anything for yourself in years. Not that you're blaming your child or anyone, but sometimes it is just how life is.
Self-care money.
This is about spending things on things that you will like and enjoy. Like,
Correct.
Actually, when I hear the first sentence, I feel wrong. Right? When you say when your pay stays the same, I feel that is not self-improving.
Aye.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the like anything below that, right? I stop listening because I feel like 你自己没有进步 then 你 complain like 为什么买不了
Coming from you is very surprising. Serious,
Every episode 你讲一样东西
No. But I think coming from you is interesting because recently I saw John's podcast, right? He did say, right, your boss does not owe you your living.
Yeah.
You want to have prospects, you want to improve, have a better pay, right? You fight for it. You prove
have
it.
to fight for it.
Yeah. Wow. Coming from you, I'm very surprised.
Why I always fight with you on my pay?
I mean,
fight for it, 不是 fight your boss.
I increased $4.50 to $6 not enough.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy enough already, ma. Then when I
okay.
improve a bit more, then 加多5毛这样子
Yeah.
To me, I always feel like it doesn't mean changing your job. It doesn't mean your job not good. But like for example, in this company, to put it out there, actually to Ryan, I got talk about pay quite a few times one. Like I feel like if I got do more, then I got a reason to tell Ryan, you better up my pay.
I feel like every time he
I never say until like that.
Better my pay,
But I feel like every time he talk to me, we got take in serious consideration and do something about it, or at least give him a goal to work towards that. I think I did that.
So
fairly,
what I'm trying to say is right. You need to have a reason.
Can you affirm me first?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, I affirm it, but I did do something,
Yes,
right?
you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
还有
Have lah.
You see?
Yeah, I have.
Basta.
Then I hear so long for
Next
what?
time you want to talk to me, like, I say no, I don't want to talk to you. Okay.
So
He's been here so long for a reason. He's a very good boss. 有没有听到？
有，我觉得那个很废，因为因为
因为看到那个
他在那边屌我。
那个
Okay, but go on.
For me is you must have a reason to tell anyone that your pay don't deserve to stay the same.
Yeah.
When you say your pay stay the same, I feel like you're always on the same track. You're just doing everything. That's why you don't have a reason to go say like, boss, can I have a pay raise? And you also don't have the mindset to go like, maybe I can
Take more.
take more elsewhere, that kind of thing. So you complain about how expensive other things is. You don't complain about what you are doing. So I think that was the bigger issue when I read the story. 我觉
So
得
wise.
跟外面没有差别啊。
Very surprising coming from. Actually, Ben always surprised me because
You know you say this a lot already.
he's more
Stop being
mature.
surprised.
He's more mature than how he looks.
Yeah, because I look young ma, and like cute and adorable.
No, actually that was mean that you look dumb, but you're
Right.
not. You really not. Okay, interesting.
I want to add on to that because I feel right, other than the pay, right, he also mentioned that now he has to prioritize the money for the kids first instead of himself, right? Again, this is also a skill issue lah.
Oh.
Because love is about sacrifice 嘛。
Right?
Hey.
你 you choose the path of love, then 你就是 LLST 了嘛。It's true 嘛。如果你要 love yourself, then 你就不要有孩子。You don't
可
have
能
this.
sometimes 你不知道吗？Oops.
啊，你oops 哦，就 too bad。
你不要 oops 哦。
不要
Because recently
oops 哦
Durex released this.
Firstly, again, if your pay stays the same, this is a you problem, right? You cannot blame that, hey, why my pay same, then everything increased. Then your pay increased lah. Then secondly, if you are complaining or you feel a bit sian that, now you are paying for your family, then maybe, drive a bike where you put the screwdriver in, turn on one.
Correct.
对不对
Don't even drive a bike.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Injun
Yeah.
他自己 self sacrifice，
Yeah.
但是养得到那5个孩子嘛，
Yeah.
对不对？
Right.
I'm sure right, the person watching 你说这么一直 attack 我，有一个 reason，为我们讲的对，对不
我
对？
跟你讲，不打
不养，
不打不相识。I don't know.
不打不成才。
这个真的好。
不赌对不起，
I think she talked about like have not bought anything for yourself in years, right? I spend a lot on myself, to be honest.
You
all
self-care a
spend?
lot lah.
But you got no kids.
That's true lah. But then I think when I have a kid already, I will be willing to sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah, when I'm ready to be a parent.
So basically, you are trying to say that if you have a kid, you are gonna be like her.
Correct.
Right?
But right now don't have lah, so I'm
Oh,
enjoying
okay,
that
okay.
now. I'm
Right.
enjoying the self-care. I'm enjoying the self-luxury. But that's why I also not investing lah. All
You
the
see,
money.
what he say? You see, he say this line. You haven't bought anything you like for yourself in years, right? You don't like your child, man?
Oh, wow.
我没有 attack 你啊，他 attack 你。
That one is a critical hit right there.
我 crit 到他哦。
uncut bro，uncut 这个现在 near death 了，low life 了。
Like
Oh,
if
we're so
I feel like if you are able to buy something your kid like satisfying,
correct.
我觉得
Yeah, actually true 嘞。Sometimes I buy things for my fiance and she's very happy It's very satisfying.
Isn't your fiance your child?
No lah, I'm just saying that. I mean,
compared to him, she's a child.
yeah, compare her. but then it's true. When she happy, I'm really happy.
Yeah, I feel like I just see this whole story as, I mean, no offense, I don't really know you, but I see this whole story as blaming everything else except for yourself. I don't think that's the right mindset.
So do something about yourself.
Okay. Next one is by Peggy, 32. My partner and I have been together for almost 6 years and we started talking seriously about marriage, housing and having kids. The problem is, I don't think we are financially ready. Every time we calculate the cost from weddings to renovation to future childcare expenses, it feels overwhelming. My partner thinks we will figure it out along the way, but I'm the type that wants to feel financially secure before taking the next step. Sometimes I wonder if I'm being responsible or I'm just using money as an excuse because I'm scared. Is it normal to delay major life milestones because of money?
Yes. No, I mean, it's normal.
Yeah, I think it's normal, but I also feel like, again, to quote John and Pat, they say, you will never be ready. You want to have kids, you will never be ready. Nobody is ever ready.
对，我要讲的就是 just whack 而已。
Yeah.
Oops 而已吗？
but I also like to say, like wedding 也是有贵也是有便宜。My first wedding cost me $7,000.
Your second one?
Haven't
Don't know yet. But maybe that's why I have a second one because I spent too low.
The third one?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But I'm just saying that I also seen people spend 6 digits. I also think like, oh, that's a bit excessive.
I feel like
Yeah.
no need to have wedding one.
Yeah, then good lah. That means your future husband can save a lot of money lah.
But I think for our parents, though,
Yeah.
maybe just a simple one.
That's the thing. Wedding parties is always done for other people.
Correct,
It's
it's
never
not done
really
for
for yourself one,
correct,
right?
correct.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
how much you want to spend on that? How sucky you want to look? It's up to you, lor. I think that's one thing lah. Renovation also got cheap one, got expensive one. You want to do very expensive, want to impress people with money that you don't have, then it's on you, It's on you, So
I think
it's expectation.
right now a lot of people they keep thinking about the extreme. It's either 哇，我要一个6万、7万、8万的 wedding，要不就是我不要，我 break up。要不就是 no， 我觉得 again can be in between one 啦 can go with the most optimal route that is suitable for you one.
What that wedding
If that's the suitable route, why not, man？ 对不对？你请我，我一定去的嘛。
你叫什么
Well, nothing. Do not dare to comment anything there.
So now you are saving for it already.
Actually, this
Major life milestones. Are you saving for it?
this was the goal actually.
Yeah.
For me, housing, marriage, car all come together. It's a
Car,
lump.
get your license first, lah, bro.
To me, it's like it's all bundled. So it's very relatable to me, this story, because actually this happened to me, the same exact thing. I'm the one that like we figure out along the way. And I felt like that was the wrong mindset. And at that point in time, I didn't feel that was the wrong mindset. 我觉得 I was right. But it occurred to me when I start to calculate things. When I start calculating,
Stress 哦。
要这样拿 grant for housing. Then I realized 我不够钱诶。那我就 like 乱算了哦。
算你是这样算的。
快了，Asian 都是这样算的嘛。这样算。然后我这样算的，然后就觉得，诶，fuck 不够诶，就 hit 不到那个 target 怎么办 ？Then 我就 stress， 我就讲 sorry you're right。然后我就开始 start to do certain things about it. Then start to like I said just now.
Invest in Pokemon.
Yeah, something.
Hey, his investment quite legit one. At least from a lot of Pokemon collectors, right, I actually respect him. There is proper strategies and decisions.
你多少 disrespect from the start?
Quite a bit. But as I get to know you, it just increases. Okay. But good question there.
Yeah. Is it normal to delay? Okay, this is what I discuss with a lot of people, and especially my partner. I say like, why are we following other people's standard of when we need to do certain things? We follow ourselves. Most of my friends are married now. I'm probably the only fucker that still haven't get married. And I'm not planning to anytime in the future, to be very honest.
In the future?
Not anytime soon.
And did I say?
No, in the future means
sorry.
Never
I'm not planning to get married anytime soon. So I want to get that certain amount of money. And I feel like there's no need to follow social standards, expectations for you. Don't have to what. You live your own life lah. Some people, they also 21 get married doesn't mean that that's correct. No ma.
Exactly.
You just do according to your own lifestyle.
No, but if you want kids, then
That is different.
might be a
yes,
bit of a...
true also.
True back then. Nowadays, the technology and all that, right, actually it's not impossible to have a later birth.
Then that is more expensive.
Might be a little bit more expensive, might have a bit of complication, but it's not impossible.
But brings me back to my point, because now at this age, I'm 29 this year, I'm gonna hit my 30s, and I have this timeline for me to achieve my goal. And I set a very comfortable timeline. Let's say 2 to 3 years.
Like 72 years old, you finally save $3,000.
2 to 3 years.
Okay.
But then for you, because you're a bit older, that means your timeline is a bit shorter, so you have to live a bit uncomfortably. I'm living comfortably because I set my goal a bit longer. I feel like if I tighten my timeline to, let's say, a year, I think it's still possible. I just need to be very uncomfortable in my lifestyle right now.
Cannot take Grab, take bus.
Yeah, cannot take it. I do wake up early.
晚上睡觉哦，你是流汗。
don't on aircon.
没有这样 uncomfortable 啦，可能开一半，and half the night 关掉。
timer
奇怪
哇
开一半，你怎么 aircon 开一半？哦，原来是时间开一半
timer
我开一半。
yeah，就是这样咯。So I feel like honestly, it might sound very cliche, but when there's a will, there's a way. And I learned that the hard way because I think Ryan see me before this, the guy that don't care about money.
The part where I don't respect you.
Like I really don't care about money. I really 是走一步看一步。改天就讲哦。Yeah, until I really go and calculate, then I realize. And I feel like maybe you can have this conversation with your partner and then sit down and go like, hey, why don't we calculate for fun for fun? Because actually that's what I did for fun. Then I'm like, fuck, not fun anymore.
Better do something about it.
And especially because personally I want a luxurious lifestyle. I want my house to be like fuck good one. Like I want to wet one time, go one, live in a very nice house. So that's why I have this certain expectation, right? And having this conversation with your partner, I think it will give birth to a lot of other conversations. Like, hey, how are we gonna settle this? It made me change a lot of habits actually. So I think it's normal to delay, but at the same time, it's not normal to 走一步看一步. You cannot like I delay, then we see how next time.
See how.
We can delay, but you set that timeline for yourself. You delay咯, but you by this time you need to finish.
Basically， 他讲这么多就是走一步看三步啦。
对，因为我喜欢讲话。
But I think right, by having this thought in your head already is very
It's
good.
good.
Start. So start now. You are 32 years
Start
old.
planning now.
你差不多 right age already.
Yeah, 差不多了。
哈，这样远？
32 years old.
他 closer to 40。
我 just 只要讲他老。
哎，
把你们 at least 在一起啦。我没有，我single，所以 count yourself lucky man。
Happy problems.
Happy
problems.
Yeah，这是 sad problem。
Next story. This is from Mocha, 30 years old. My parents bought their home in their 20s and raised us, 3 of us, own a car, and somehow still managed to bring us out on holidays like the whole family. I'm earning more than my parents ever did at my age, but I don't feel like I can afford the same things they could. Every time I look at housing prices, renovation costs, childcare expenses, or buying a car, it feels impossible. Is it my generation is actually worse, or we just expecting a different standard of living? We all heard the last time we wake up at 5 a.m., work and struggle. Okay, true. But why does it feel like we are working harder and earning more but getting less? This one, I need to speak for Gen Z. 这个是 I'm on Gen Z side. I really admit, houses for your age is really crazy expensive as compared to our time. So I understand, right, why it's so demotivating, right, for a lot of younger people. I go work, I earn all this money, I can never afford a house. So I understand where you're coming from. The cost of living aside, I think cost of living, if you have low expectation, eat hawker food, you can manage. But you want to buy house, all that, it really becomes hard. So I do sympathize with the Gen Zs for this.
Thinking about housing, I feel like the only reason if I ever wanted to migrate is because of housing.
Oh, because you can't.
It's not I can't. I feel like the amount you pay in Singapore can get you so much more overseas.
Right.
That's how I see
But
it. Because
it-
my home is a very important part of my life. You know what I mean?
No, it's
so
true.
if my house is just HDB 4-room, the amount I pay, right, I can get a yacht, I can build a pool.
You can, but you also get a neighbor with a shotgun.
Worth it.
Worth it.
But the amount you're earning here, unless you are doing a form of work in Singapore that you will get paid in SGD, right, and then you are staying overseas, then you can play the kind of power, spending power kind of a game. But usually, for example, in Taiwan, right, do you know that now if you go to Taiwan, right, when you tell people that you can buy a house, it is a mind-blown concept to them. Because in Taiwan culture, right, to buy a house is almost impossible to them. So to them, right, is okay, 我长大了，我可以租房子. I can rent
That's the
house.
awesome. People in New York also same. Nobody actually owns it, all rent on.
So that mortgage to them is a rare term. It's really rental. The mode of rental is really the basis for a lot of other countries. Again, you can say that money, but when let's say you go US, 100K can buy you a landed, sure. But then it depends on how long you need to buy a car, because you maybe need like 3 hours to reach your workplace. You're gonna work overseas, or are you gonna work in Singapore like remotely? So 没有这么简单的, you see. HDB, Singapore give so much grants to, again, not a pro-government sort of thing, okay, but I think the Singapore government has done it such a way that 你要 afford 一个 house 有办法的，
有办法，真的有办法。
有办法的 you know?
I'm feeling a little bit more waking up at the wrong side of the bed today.
Oh
Why?
no.
我觉得有点 angry.
为什么
Oh
呢？
no.
因为我觉得 right, I feel like
昨天 World Cup 你输钱了。
今天早上啦，我老回 Mexico. Yeah, I feel like maybe we look at it at a different point of view because you like to compare past and present. I feel like it's the same. Why I say that? In the past, they get at a cheaper price. Yes, but their salary
Also lower.
Correct.
it's also not times 2, times 3 like ours,
yeah,
ma.
yeah.
So it sort of go out at the same, maybe slightly faster rate for. I'm not saying like they're earning their pay last time. time, like their pay is like 1K, very good already. They're not earning 1K, and then now houses is like few 100,000.
I need to disagree with you.
Yes.
我还没讲完吧，sure.
Okay,
Bring it on.
From the 1970s to now, the salary and the housing was growing in proportionate.
Correct.
Very, very in proportionate. You know.
Cannot say same.
Yeah,
That's why I never say same. Okay,
People are
Salary
you, bro.
2 times, but the house 7 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
还没讲完。
Okay.
Because I feel like in the past, right, location was not as much as a big problem compared to now. 现在有什么 prime 啊
Prime
non-prime, then between prime non-prime 还有多一个什么啦？
CCR.
不是
Mature estate 什么
super 啊
啦
super 啊，不懂什么啦，
不懂啦。
Because now 就是玩那个 investment 的嘛，要这个 location 好。
对。
以前没有，那以前为什么没有？因为 it was not as convenient. Singapore was not as developed as now. So 现在 you buy house some 都是讲有没有靠近的嘛？以前没有嘛？以前都没有。
有没有 primary school nearby?
Makes sense.
我有一个朋友，
我懂你有朋友 ，OK。
我也有朋友，
以前他住这个地方，没有阿妈地的。
阿妈地啊，没有阿妈地 OK.
So I have this friend, he used to stay at Chinatown area, Outram Park area. At that point of time wasn't developed, cheap, and you know the houses there are very old, right? Suddenly Chinatown MRT built. So because of all this, that's why houses are going up. It's because of convenience sake. You put that into context, there are actually a lot of areas that are not booms yet, and it's very cheap.
哇哇，
My friend just bought their house, if I'm not wrong, 200K only.
And 15 years later, it will.
it will be
And-
a new bungalow, bro.
Houses last time is how much? Also
Yeah,
around
yeah,
200K.
yeah. It's
So
true,
you complaining because why? Because you're picky where you want to stay. So that's why I think people they complain a lot about the prices. It's because of all these things.
Okay, it makes sense lah.
It makes sense.
It does make sense.
Last time price also 200. Now you want 200. Last time 20, 30 years ago 200 Now also have 200. You want or not? You tell me you don't want that is you picky already what?
To be fair, if I'm not wrong, I heard in the late 60s, when HDB just come out, right, you can buy one HDB for $8,000.
真的吗
Really? When it first launched.
First launch lah, 跟
Yeah.
Pokemon 一样的嘛。
Yeah, but then okay lah, $8,000 back at that time might be quite a bit also
Yes,
lah.
yes,
But
yes.
I'm just saying that it sounds cheap lah.
Usually 这种他们还没 color correct。
Correct.
But think about it, you know the Hougang area, there's this, what is it, Bangkok, the village. The
Oh, the kampong one.
yeah, the kampong, right?
Yeah.
The government wants to buy back for, I think, 50M or something.
But 他不要卖，
他不要卖
他不要卖，he just
You
want to
know?
hold it there.
And then all the tenants there, right, they are paying like $50 a month for rent.
So it's possible.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to play history, sure
Yeah,
lah.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
我们也可以讲古代清朝时代
Yeah.
那时候只是2个斤两而已嘛，
对咯
对不对？一整个
你要 house 自己 build。
可能送他一个羊，你可以拿一个
对
Yeah.
So of course, different times, different pain.
Correct.
I think it's a different generation thing because last time our parents don't have much choice. I feel like now we have a lot of choice. So let's say last time they don't have the choice to pay Netflix subscription. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't have choice of online shopping. But now you have this choice for your convenience and you're taking it. So if you want to compare last time and now, basically now have more choices, more places for you to spend money.
More reasons to spend lah.
More reasons to spend, correct.
Yeah.
And also, last time our parents got no social media to compare.
Speaking of social media, right, I think that is one of the biggest culprit, right? Why do people tend to overspend?
Correct.
They feel like they are not keeping up, they feel like they are left out and all the thing, and then the tendency to spend to impress is there lah, and it becomes a problem lah. Just be very aware what you're spending on.
I feel like there is a lot of platform, a lot of
Solutions.
outlets, there's a lot of solutions. You wanna consult Ryan, DM him, I think he's willing to share also.
1 hour 1,200.
But then, this is other avenue.
Really, I got charged by the way. Yeah.
So I feel like it's out there, it's whether you wanna do it.
Yeah.
I know it's out there, haven't done it. So whose fault? My fault.
Wow, what refreshing honesty right there.
那为什么因为我们全部有做我们自己的 research 不可以讲。
Stress,
But 如果
bro.
right 这个 panel 不一样 right 都是他的 age 的 right 哦那些跟
She might be the most sucky one.
他就不会讲 sorry 哦。
I feel right, our daily lives 已经够麻烦了啦 with love 啦 with whatever 啦 with money 啦 Just do whatever you love responsibly and then 不一定要走一步算一步啦 But then live life responsibly and you will have no problem 不用想太多
I think for me is since we are talking about the cost of living in Singapore, I feel like I'm very happy that I'm a Singaporean. Actually, very often I feel like, what if I'm born another citizen?
再讲下去你的衣服要变红色了
Because I feel like in this country, right, no matter how much I earn, I'll be able to do what I like.
Yes, that's
I'm still able to live. To me right now, right, I'm actually living quite luxuriously. Taking Grab to work every day, leh. That
Is that a
luxu-
flex or?
有点
It is.
Wow.
And every day he can late 2 hours. That's a luxury for a lot of people.
你downgrade 喺呢度啊！你
那个是还了 overkill 了。
2 hours 算早咯。
那你要 downgrade 嘛？你直接跟他坐helicopter 啦。
就是因为累的时候大 grade. Yeah, so I feel like we are complaining a lot about cost of living in Singapore, and I only have one thing to say about that. If you are complaining, it means you're not doing anything about it. You're only moving your mouth, not everywhere else.
Right? Okay.
You can move
那 call out
你
他们
用下面都可以赚钱的。
Okay.
下面
True, I get it.
Like 你的脚吗？你要用 any part of your body 都可以用做工吗？Except for your mouth. Actually 你 mouth 也是可以。
都可以
But all you do is complain 嘛。
Yeah, 对啊。
Yeah, so you're not doing anything about it. Being in Singapore, I feel like there's a lot, so much more opportunities for us to make money. A lot. You can be doing odd jobs, you can be doing full-time, part-time, freelance, getting investments from different various sources. I think we live in a very comfortable era, and we are just complaining because we are too comfortable.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think the cost of living in Singapore, generally to me, it's very, very, very good.
Manageable lah, very
It's
manageable.
only expensive because we decided to make it.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Yeah, we are just 30 minutes away from a $4 Thai fund and from a $30 Thai fund because town and our
That's true,
area. And I feel like a lot of people have this mindset of like especially maybe you see Singaporean rank among the world's most expensive cities, correct? But it's because you think from a tourist point of view, when they come to Singapore, what do they eat? Chili crab. And then 10块钱鸡饭.
Yeah, that will be expensive.
Of course that is expensive.
Yeah.
But the same quality we can get for $4. We are not compromising on anything. But it's so much cheaper. And housing wise, we get it at such an affordable rate. Some rate that I can get even when I'm doing just a 9 to 5 job, not, at a not very over average salary. I think everything is well taken care of. I would say I'm living a good life.
Hey, wow. I always love somebody.
Majulah Singapura.
You know, it's very enjoyable to talk to people that are very appreciative of the things that they have. Yeah, instead of complaining about things that they don't have. So my takeaway is be comfortable with delayed gratification. Not everything you need to get it right now. Okay,
A bit uncomfortable.
so every year I just travel that one time leisurely. I'm very happy already. So with this delayed gratification, I don't need to. I feel like when I finally go on my holiday, I have a peace of mind. I don't feel like I'm competing anymore. I just save my money, do my work and all that. Right? I feel very happy. So
Sometimes Ryan come back also, he give me a piece of his mind.
I tired. Okay, but be okay with delayed gratification. A lot of things can come later in life. I mean, 辛苦后甜, everybody heard before, right? Be okay with that because you don't need to make yourself like freaking suffering and eating 3 grains of rice or whatever thing to make yourself like 很寒酸 to save money. Not true. You just put a bit of effort, go research a bit. A lot of platforms, credit card, promo code, a lot of things to help you save money. So
Like the most kiasu people actually, they a lot of money. It's all the small little things you save, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, end up.
yeah, and it's very fun to talk to all these people because
Yeah.
they have all sorts of hacks.
Correct.
Maximizing all these.
Correct.
It's
Actually,
crazy.
all these people that I talk to, right, then I learn about like all the which credit card to use for which certain
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Then you maximize your profit,
Yeah.
right? Then I like now I'm getting the profit out of it. I can go to Japan with a business card.
Yeah.
All because last time I decided to listen to them.
So a lot of research out there, go educate yourself or align yourself with it. You will really benefit your life. With that said, we thank you for watching. We hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. And as always, remember to follow all our socials. Follow Bolin on his socials. Click here for more. Click here, subscribe. And cut to the bloopers.
You really love Singapore, sia, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
哎，没有嘞，只有我们在讲，你现在没有。
我很 love Singapore, I really love Singapore.
Yeah.
他今天在讲你，他想
Oh, I
kiss
really,
你这样
newfound
要不要
respect.
kiss 他一下？
其实你 rewind，其实 every episode 都这样。
哦，是吗
But it's true, it's true. Every time I talk to him, I get a newfound
Newfound respect.
Yeah.
他 every episode 都 new found 的。